Hey, what up, YouTube? It's your boy MOG, Saved by Grace. Listen to this. This is probably one of the most important videos that I've made thus far since I started this new YouTube channel. And I want to make sure that this goes without being misunderstood. This is not financial advice. Anything that you hear is just that, for entertainment purposes only. Not telling you what to do, not telling you what to buy or sell. But one thing I want to tell you is the truth. And the truth is, they're changing our money. Now, I'm going to say that again. The government is changing our money. In other words, what we're used to using for money, the dollar bill, them greenbacks, what we're used to using for money, I don't know when, but eventually it's going to change. It's going away. Now, let me explain this. Right now, the U.S. national debt is over $36 trillion. I'm going to say it again. The U.S. national debt, what we owe as a country, is over $36 trillion and climbing. Now, what's known as the gross domestic product, GDP, in other words, what the country brings in revenue from selling goods and services and also collecting taxes, is not enough to pay what we owe. $36 trillion plus dollars. In other words, we are over 122% negative GDP. That's the ratio. Making this simple to understand, I'll put it like this. We owe as a country a lot more than we can afford as a nation. They changing our money. They don't have a choice but to change our money because we ain't got it. We can't pay back what we've borrowed. We can't pay back what we owe as a country. I'll put it to you like this. Imagine that you had monopoly money in your wallet, or ladies, in your purse. And that monopoly money was mixed up with your regular money, those greenbacks. And imagine you go to the store and you don't look at the money and you end up paying for your gas, or trying to pay for your gas, or trying to buy something from the store using one of those fake monopoly money dollar bills. Them green 20s that we grew up on playing Monopoly. Imagine, sooner or later, being that fake monopoly money is mixed up with your real greenbacks, eventually it's only a matter of time that you're going to grab one of those fake dollar bills and try to pay for your gas or try to pay for something at the register. It ain't gonna work. You know why? Because that fake paper, that monopoly money, ain't worth what that little number in ink is written on that money. In other words, that green $20 bill from Monopoly ain't really worth $20. Them little $5 bills, they ain't worth $5. Them $100 bills, they fake. They ain't worth $100. That's exactly what we're doing right now as a country. Let me explain. Every time that we have some type of recession or economic crisis, the first thing that we do as a country is start printing more money. We print our way out of a financial crisis. 2008, when the whole real estate market and the mortgage-backed security markets, when everything crashed and we had the Great Recession in 2008, 2009. First thing we started doing, you bet, printing money. Now, the reason they print money in the first place is to add what they call liquidity into the system. And liquidity is basically just keep the money flow even. Keep the money flowing within the system. Because if the money doesn't flow, the whole financial system basically locks up. And that's basically what happened. So they ended up printing money because the money in the system wasn't moving as it should. Those little stimulus checks that we all love so much, little $1,200 stimulus check, don't get me wrong, I cash mine too. You better know it. But the only problem with those little stimulus checks is that it's monopoly money. In other words, it's fake money. Yeah, you can spend it, but it's a short-term fix. See, printing money in order to create money in the system is like what they say, kicking the can down the road. In other words, yeah, we'll give you a little bit of liquidity in the system to keep everything going now, and then y'all worry about paying us back later. Don't get me wrong, I cash it in a heartbeat. Have and will continue. But once again, it's a short-term fix. It won't last, because every time we have any type of economic crisis, we print our way out of it. It's not sustainable. And if you really look at it, it's just like the United States is living off of a credit card. Because the way things are set up, ain't no way in the world that we'll be able to pay off $36 trillion, over $36 trillion in debt. That's what we have right now as a country. And the first time in our history, actually only the second time, I stand corrected, the second time in our history, 2023, this is recent, we had our credit rating as a country lowered. We used to be AAA credit rated. In other words, our word and our money, us paying our bills, was good. No problem with it. But in 2023, Standard & Poor's said, nah, the U.S. ain't as good as what we thought, because our debt is getting out of control. Our debt is out of control. It ain't getting, our debt as a country is out of control, so they lowered our credit rating. What? Us? The United States? You trying to say my credit ain't as good now as it used to be? Don't look good. Don't look good at all. Now, I'm going to make this real easy to understand. Right now, as I said, we living off of a credit card. Now let it sink in. It's bad enough for us as an individual citizen to live off a credit card. It's not sustainable for us to be using a credit card to pay thousands of dollars. How much more so non-sustainable is it for the country to live off of a credit card and put billions of dollars on that credit card? You think yours or you think mine would be out of control? Trying to put thousands of dollars on a credit card until you reach your limit of which you can't pay, you try putting billions of dollars on your tab, and at the end of the night, you ain't got the money. And right now, we'll never pay it off. Now, the U.S. government collects with taxes about $4.5 trillion. Let it sink in. We owe over $36 trillion. We got $4.5 trillion. Newsflash, 36 trillion is a lot more than 4.5 trillion. In other words, we ain't got it. We ain't got it, man. We don't have the money. So this is not financial advice. This is not financial advice at all. But I'm going to tell you what I believe is going to happen. They're doing it right now. But I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I told you before, at the very beginning of this video, I said they're changing. Now, I say the government is changing our money. Our money is not going to be the same in the future as it is now. I'm going to tell you what I believe. I believe that the government is going to try to put all of that debt that we have, over $36 trillion and counting. I believe that the government is going to try to put all of that debt that we have, that we can't pay off, on the blockchain. Now, people are on the blockchain. Now, the blockchain involves crypto. So that's what I really want to talk to you about, is letting you know that in order for you to really secure your financial future, the only way to really secure that is to get your money out of the unstable system that it's in right now. Most of us and most of you listening to this video probably have money sitting in a savings account. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I got this little savings account. But I'm going to tell you something. Since 2008, when the market crashed, I look at the banking system totally different. Because that money that's in the bank, your money, my little bit of money that's in savings for emergencies or whatever that's in the bank, I hate to break it to you, but that money that you think is in your savings account at the bank, it ain't at the bank. That money that you got in your savings account, that money gone. Long gone. Banks don't hang on to but between 5 and 10% cash on hand. Let that sink in. Banks generally keep 5 to 10% of their net assets and values in cash actually in the bank. That bank takes your money, that bank takes my money and loan it out to different businesses, loan it out to different countries, and it's always in motion. So what I'm trying to break down to you is this. If everybody during an economic downturn or a crisis actually goes to the bank at the same time to try to withdraw that emergency fund money at the same time, guess what? A whole lot of y'all gonna come back empty-handed. A whole lot of y'all gonna be acting a fool right in the line at the bank. You know why? Because your money ain't there. Let it sink in. The money that you think you got in your savings account is not there. So if a lot of us go to the bank to try to withdraw that savings account money out in an economic crisis, something that we've never really seen before, that's a lot worse than 2008, and I believe that we got one on the way. That's why I'm making this video. If a lot of people go to the bank at the same time to try to get cash out, you forget that, because that money is not there. So I would advise people, and let me change that. I don't want to say this is not financial advice by any stretch of the imagination, but I would think that it would be a wise move, I'll put it like that, is that you put some of your money somewhere that's safer than a traditional bank. Because in a bank, it's only a credit that you see. When you get that little piece of paper from the ATM, that money ain't there. And if enough people go to try to withdraw that money at the same time, you will find out quickly that everybody ain't gonna come back happy from the bank. So I would advise people, this is what I do. I try to keep some money invested in 3 places, and these 3 places are outside of the financial institutions, namely banks. And I think that's a good idea for you guys to use these 3 places to keep some cash. First place, invest in gold. Second place, invest in silver. Silver and gold, silver and gold. You know, like silver and gold. Because those 2 things right there cannot be manipulated as much as the dollar bill can be manipulated. See, the more dollar bills that they print, their fake money takes away the real value and the real purchasing power of the money that's already in the system. You can't pay real bills as a country using fake money. So silver and gold, silver and gold, silver and gold. That's what they call God's money. I'm a pastor. I know a whole lot about God. So I'd rather use God's money to try to preserve my wealth, because they can't manipulate it. You don't really create gold. You got to dig it up. You don't really create silver. You got to mine silver and gold. You got to dig it up. You got to find it. So it holds value. Silver and gold has been around since before Jesus Christ walked the earth. Silver and gold has been around before Christ walked the earth. At the very least, if you invest in silver and gold, at the very least, years from now, your money will still have the same value. I will go as far as to say 20 years from now, your money will be more valuable by putting it in silver and gold as an investment than it would by sitting in the bank. Because most of the banks now are only paying about 0.5% interest on your money. Think about it. 0.5% interest? Every year inflation goes up 7, 8, 9, maybe even 10%. And you getting a half, and you getting 0.5% interest? Your money is losing money by being in a bank. Let it sink in. I'm going to say it again. Your money is losing money by being in the bank. Keeping your money in the bank decreases the value of that dollar bill. So the third place to keep money, once again, silver and gold, 1 and 2. Third place to keep money is in cryptocurrency. Yep, cryptocurrency. You got it. Bitcoin, Ethereum. Me personally, I like XRP. Might even make a video telling you a little bit about XRP. But that's something that's outside of the financial system. They can't really control it. Bitcoin has outperformed the stock market by a long shot. And it's coming from a dude that has been invested in the stock market. I enjoy the stock market. But Bitcoin has outperformed the stock market by far because it's not directly tied to and it's not directly involved with the financial system. That's why they created Bitcoin. Bitcoin is what they call digital currency. So that's my opinion on what's happening. I don't think it's a guess. I can see it. I know for a fact that they are changing our money. The cryptocurrency called XRP, created by the company called Ripple. If you haven't done so, I would suggest that you do a little Google search and check it out, because they are changing our money. Just like guys my age and people my age, how we kind of thought the internet wasn't going to be around long when it first came out. Like, internet, what is that? Oh, no, I ain't using no internet. Guess what? You on the internet right now looking at this video. So you using it. But when it first came out, you didn't think you was going to be using it. Something else when it first came out. People my age, we resisted because it was something new, something different. We always resist change. Cell phones. I remember when cell phones first came out. I'm like, smartphone? Well, ain't nobody around no smartphone. Nobody need to keep up with me like that. Nobody need to call me all the time. Hit me on the hip. Buzz me on the pager. You want to get in touch with me? That ain't gonna last, man. I don't trust that. All them scams and stuff with them phones. I ain't doing that. Guess what? All y'all got a cell phone. A lot of the same people that said they didn't want it. You got a cell phone. I'm on a cell phone right now. There's one right here that I'm recording myself with, making this YouTube video. I'm on a cell phone right now. I used to have a flip phone. Open the phone up, flip. Say what you gotta say, then hit, close it, put that thing up. I was resistant to a smartphone too, in the beginning when it first came out. But now, you can't even go anywhere without your phone. I know people that forget their phone on the way to work and will be late that day, going back to the house to get their phone. People driving on the interstate going 75 miles an hour on the phone at the same time. So all these things that people never thought would really grab hold and be sustainable. Cell phone, the internet, computers, we all, at my age, we all pushed back against that when it first came out. So I'm here to tell you, digital currency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, all these digital currencies that they are trying to put all of that debt that we talked about in the beginning of this video. I believe they're going to put all that debt on the blockchain. And when that happens, your money will never be the same again. So this is not financial advice, but I'm just telling you what I know and not what I heard. They changing our money. So if I were you, which I am not, but if I was, I would put some money in silver. I would put some money in gold, and I definitely would put some money in crypto, because years from now, you're going to be using crypto, whether you know it or not. So why not invest in something that you've been told in the future is going to be more valuable? I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know, man. I'm the one known as MOG, Saved by Grace. And if you made it to the end of the video, I just ask that you take the time to hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bells, and give your boy a like. Because I think once you really get an understanding of this digital currency and how it's all going to unfold, that'll be something that you like. Holler at your boy. Peace.